Another type of leak or malfunction that can happen is if your home has a water softening system. So many people have this. They prefer the treated water. Our water is safe and clean, but it does have some minerals in it. So a lot of people do like to use water softeners. Now they do create some wastewater discharge, but when they're functioning properly, it really doesn't have much of an impact on your overall water use for your home. More of that is driven by your outside water use with your landscape and your pools. So sometimes these can actually malfunction where they go into a constant discharge. Those are usually easy to notice because it's usually at a very high rate of water. So people will actually hear that quite easily. So if this is malfunctioning and you're going through an extra 40 or 50,000 gallons a month, you're not going to see a giant flood anywhere. That water's actually being dropped right down into the wastewater system. So if you do hear that water running and you know your softener should not be discharging, all softeners have a way to do what's called bypass. So check your softener manuals and see where your bypass valves are. On this particular softener, it is these red handles right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn it a quarter turn, and this one also gets turned a quarter turn. These are plastic valves. If they have not been turned in a long time, they may be kind of stuck. Don't force them, you might accidentally break them. When you set the softener to bypass, your home is still going to have water, it's just not going to be treated anymore. So what you'll want to do is call in your repair service person to come in and repair the softener itself. People also like to have treated water specifically for drinking, usually through what are called reverse osmosis or RO systems. You can do that, it's a personal taste. The water from our water treatment plants is clean and safe, but usually what you'll find is a tap right next to your sink specific to that treated water for drinking. They do create some wastewater, but because your drinking water, what you're using for actual drinking, is such a small portion of your overall water use, it doesn't really impact your water bill unless you might be having a malfunction. So you do want to keep up on your maintenance of your RO system, and all your components for that are actually underneath the sink. What you're going to want to do is turn the water supply off. Now, depending on how your setup is, your shutoff to the water for these is going to be in different places. So definitely check and make sure you're looking at your instructions for your particular system. And then where it actually stores the water while it's waiting for you to be used to be drinking is actually inside this tank here. So normally a good, high quality reverse osmosis system will usually use about 2 to 3 gallons of water to make 1 gallon of treated water. But you'll see on these systems, if they're not properly maintained, you can be upwards of 12 to 15 or even 20 gallons of water to make 1 gallon of treated water. So just make sure you're taking care of your system and replacing everything as recommended by the manufacturer.